Okay, so here is,
A pig
yeah, I know, I'm trying to
and a girl.
get that here. There we go. Okay, so here's the final result after I worked with that clone stamp tool a little bit more to get the necklace gone. Would you guys say that was successful?
What's that green dot in her hair?
That's part of the picture. I don't know.
Hmm.
So
Maybe it's part of the
Maybe it was
background.
already photoshopped.
Look at all the little porkers.
Yeah, maybe it's, they were taking off the background and didn't get it all.
that could be, yeah. Yeah, because that's a very bright white background there. Okay, anyways, so now if I go back and I open up this image to where it was, you can kind of see I can scroll back down to the clone stamp there. I'd say that's pretty good. Now another tool that might be helpful for this kind of need would be the spot healing brush. And the spot healing brush works so like with the clone stamp tool, you actually have to physically grab that sample that you want to paint with. With this, it's just going to sample whatever is near it and kind of pull everything together, the texture, the colors that it sees. And so I can go over this and I can see if that will work. It did a pretty good job for like one click. This right here got a little funky. Well, like I said, it's pulling as I go about here. Like that's going to be pretty good because this is pretty much the same skin tone there, same through up here. But now where it gets tricky is where that collarbone highlights and shadows lie. So for this tool to be able to take in all of that different information, it may not be the best. But let's say that you had a picture where there was some like face blemishes that you wanted to fix up. This would be an excellent tool to go and do that. You'd basically just have to color over those areas. Maybe we can make all of those different freckles or moles go away. So, is anybody in here a senior? Yeah. So, did you have senior photos taken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. So a lot of times photographers will go in and they'll touch up the senior photos and fix any like blemishes or uneven skin tones. And this is probably a lot of what they do is kind of going in. Now this is like a super zoomed in picture, so you wouldn't have to go this close in with that kind of editing. But it's a pretty simple way to just kind of clean up someone's complexion. With this, you do have to be careful because sometimes, I don't even know what, well,
Draw straight across the line.
yeah, like if you do a large area, it could it's not gonna, especially that's a lot of different colors going on in there, right?
Ew.
So, you have to use it in moderation, and kind of in small, or you can mess around with it for fun. That's true. So, and see it almost
Yeah,
like it
that
picked
would
up some of that. Yeah. So I'd maybe want to redo that. And so smaller areas at a time work better rather than going at a big area and saying, fix that.
Oh.
Whoa, what was that? Crazy.
Holy crap.
I've never seen that before. I don't know how that
Get
happened.
that video.
Yeah, you guys come back and see it. So there I did like what, maybe 2 minutes worth of work if I go back to the front.
Ew.
So it's crazy the power of Photoshop, right? So like, let me go off on just like a second. When you guys see stuff in magazines,
They're fake.
yes, so much of that stuff is touched up just like this. People have those blemishes and the imperfect skins, but all of that stuff that we see in magazines is all touched up in this sort of way. And I'm going to show you guys a video some other day of like a fast forward where they're pushing in skin and making a person look 20 pounds lighter than what they really are in real life. The power of
Oh, they did
photo.
it again.
I know, yeah.
They
The
did it
power
again.
of Photoshop is very, very real, and so that'll be a topic for a different day. But yeah, so there's my little spiel about that. Okay, so that's a spot healing brush. Now there's also a healing brush, which has you also using the Alt key to fix, and basically, rather than,
Using the surrounding area, it uses a specific.
well, it works a lot. Like, so, okay, if I switch back to the clone stamp tool, it's going to stamp exactly what that sees, right? Like, you can see that that's a hard edge brush that I used. Whereas the healing brush tool, I still have to select a sample like that, but it's going to blend it all in together.
I said that.
Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, perfect.
It kind of blends it from the spot that you choose.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
From the surrounding area.
Bingo, totally. So if we go back to this one and I open this back up, maybe then this spot healing brush might be, no, that's so
Too
big. Too big. So, like between all of these tools I just went over, so much of this is just about determining what your need is for your current project. So, all right, take some time to play around with those spot healing brushes.